Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of the rolling stock of the Highland Valley Railway. Today we're going to look at the category FA. The first car I have to show you is a 50-foot flat car owned by Trailer Train, and the superstructure on it for carrying the cars is owned by the Frisco Railroad. This was a collaborative effort between the Frisco and Trailer Train back in the 1950s. And into the 1960s, this is how automobiles were transported from the factories to the dealerships and to the ports for export. Next car up, an 89-foot triple deck flat car and superstructure owned by CP Rail. This model is a Bachmann model from the 1970s, thereabouts. Not a good quality model. The trucks are wrong. Various things about it are wrong. But it's all that was available back then, and it did the job. Next in line, a CN version of the same thing. This one complete with its cars. I used to know what those cars were, but I don't anymore. I can't remember. Again, that one is wholly owned by CN, the deck and the superstructure. It's all CN. This one here, this next one, this is a beautiful wooden kit, all wood. It's another triple deck car, and reporting marks on that, and all the indications on it are that it is wholly owned by Trailer Train. Now next up is a more modern kit, plastic kit. This is an AccuRail kit. Now this one here is a joint owned car. Trailer Train owns the flat deck. Milwaukee Road owns the superstructure, and that's a double deck. That's our first double deck. Next we have another double deck, another AccuRail kit, wholly owned by CP. They own the deck and the superstructure. Now this one and the last one I'm going to show you in this segment were kits that I bought many years ago, I don't know, 2009 or something. And they sat here on my shelves. They kind of intimidated me looking at them. I thought they were going to be incredibly difficult to build. The previous one, the Milwaukee Road one, was one that I'd bought secondhand, already made up. In order to do this video, I had to build these kits, this one and the CN one, and lo and behold, they turned out to be quite easy and really beautiful kits. So there we have, wholly owned by CN, the deck and the superstructure, a triple decker. And that concludes my open rack automobile cars. Now, in the 1970s, when I first came to live here, this is what we used to see going along the lines, is these open deck auto rack cars. But there were problems with them, namely vandalism. Kids used to throw rocks at the cars, often breaking windows and denting the doors and other panels on them. And people also found that they could hop on board and help themselves to new tires, new batteries, and I even heard of occasions when cars arrived at the destination minus engine and gearbox. So that brings us up to date. Brings us to the next stage, which is the modern, fully enclosed auto rack car. First up in the fully enclosed auto rack cars is a CN marked car. It's a dual owned. Trailer Train or TTX company owns the deck and CN owns the superstructure. Next to Conrail. Again, Trailer Train owns the deck, Conrail owns the superstructure on it. The vast majority of these are dual owned by Trailer Train and the railroad. This one here, hard to see, the logo is right there, Milwaukee Road. Next one in line, Union Pacific. Burlington Northern. CP Rail. Now I got a really good deal on one of these, Missouri, Kansas and Texas. Got it second hand, so I bought it and added it to another one that I already had. So I have two of those. This one's Southern Pacific. CSX, that's the Chesney system. And the last one in line is a Grand Trunk Western. Now this one is wholly owned, GTW reporting marks on it and GT up superstructure. And that is my FA cars, my auto racks. Now if you're wondering why I've got such a mix of them, why don't we just pop outside and take a look at the real thing. Operationally on the Highland Valley Railway, I have a loading ramp there, loading unloading ramp located back in the docks. As you can see, the ship's in, and the blue loading ramp is there, and the track can be occupied by two auto racks. Tucked back in the back of the intermodal area. So there you go. That's it operationally. So on the layout at any one time, I could have 4 of these cars, 2 in here and 2 operating on the line, arriving here or departing from here. And that's how the FAs work on the Highland Valley Railway.